Blurry. Hello everyone, what's happening? It's Richard here. How you all doing? I hope you're doing well. So, it's been a while, hasn't it? Last video I made was all about my picks for my favorite movies from last year, and then I didn't make a video since. Not because I didn't want to. It's because I was doing a lot. For instance, I had the flu not that long ago. I'm a lot better now. Thank you for asking. So, as I'm sure you're aware, today, or at least yesterday, because it's past midnight for me, the Academy Awards were announced. No, the nominations, not the actual awards. And normally when this happens, I sometimes like to make videos telling you what gets nominated in some of the bigger categories, and then give you my picks for who I would love to win, and then at the same time actually truthfully predict who might actually win. However, I'm going to do something different. Quite different, actually. And in order to do that, you're going to have to come with me, so come over here. Alright, as you can see, I'm sitting here next to my computer, and the reason for that is I'm going to, like I said, do something a little bit different, but it's still related to the Oscars, so it's not crazy or anything. So just like every year, this year snubbed a lot of comic book movies, and I understand why they do. This being a comic book show and all, I thought, why don't I take the actual Academy Award nomination list, right? Like the different categories they have. Once I've taken that list, I take away all the nominations that the Academy themselves chose, and even take away some of the categories themselves, because not all of them are relevant to my whole plan, and instead stick in nominations that are all for comic book movies. Long story short, what I'm trying to do, what I want to do right now, starting right now, is the beginning of the comic book movie Oscars. So, real quickly, here's the entire plan in a nutshell. So the first thing I did was I wrote down a little list of all the different comic book movies that came out this past year. Once I did that, I as my own committee, because, you know, I don't have a group of people like the Academy does, so as my own committee, I looked at all these movies, assessed which ones I felt deserved to be nominated in each of the categories fairly, mind you, fairly, and then I proceeded to go through each of the different categories themselves and nominate the people or whoever worked on the different categories in the movies and all that stuff. So now I have the actual complete list of nominations right here on my computer, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to read them to you, and then I want you guys in the comment section below to pick who you think should win each of these categories. Now obviously if this part doesn't work, because maybe this video doesn't get enough traction, I will more than likely have to pick all of them myself, and then I'll do like a fun little special, hey, this is my comic book movie Oscars, and here's who I picked to win each of the categories. But if this does work, which I hope it does, I'm going to tally up all the different votes, throw it all in to the mix, and then based on all the votes, I will pick who should win each of the categories. So without further ado, let's read off the nominations, i.e. let's just get a bunch of footage of me staring at my computer. So first category is Achievement in Music Written for Motion Pictures, aka Best Original Score. Christopher Drake, Batman the Dark Knight Returns. Hans Zimmer, Man of Steel. Marco Beltrami, The Wolverine, and Brian Tyler for Iron Man 3 and Thor the Dark World, because he did both of them, so I figured why not just nominate him for both. The next category is Achievement in Production Design, and the nominees are Charles Woods for Thor the Dark World, Bill Brzeski for Iron Man 3, Francis Audouy for The Wolverine, and Alex McDowell for Man of Steel. The next category is Achievement in Cinematography. Kramer Morganthau for Thor the Dark World. John Toll, I almost said Troll, for Iron Man 3. Amir Mokri for Man of Steel. And Ross Emery, The Wolverine. Achievement in Costume Design. Wendy Partridge, Thor the Dark World. Louise Frogley, Iron Man 3. And James Acheson and Michael Wilkinson for Man of Steel. Best Supporting Actor. Tom Hiddleston, Thor the Dark World. Stellan Skarsgård, Thor the Dark World. Michael Shannon, Man of Steel. Ben Kingsley, Iron Man 3. Russell Crowe, Man of Steel, and Michael Emerson, Batman The Dark Knight Returns. The next category is Best Supporting Actress, and in that category we have Jamie Alexander for Thor The Dark World, Rebecca Hall for Iron Man 3, Ryla Fukushima for The Wolverine, Antaj, or Anti Trow, or the woman that played Feora in Man of Steel. She's nominated. And Diane Lane for Man of Steel. Best Screenplay. The nominees for that are David Goyer, Man of Steel, Drew Pearce and Shane Black for Iron Man 3, Mark Baumbach and Scott Frank for The Wolverine, and Bob Goodman for Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Best Director, we have Zack Snyder, Man of Steel, Alan Taylor, Thor The Dark World, Shane Black, Iron Man 3, James Mangold, The Wolverine, and Jay Oliva, Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Best Actress, Amy Adams for Man of Steel, Gwyneth Paltrow for Iron Man 3, Teo Okamoto for The Wolverine, Natalie Portman for Thor The Dark World, and Ariel Winter for Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Best Actor, Robert Downey Jr., obviously, for Iron Man 3, Chris Hemsworth for Thor The Dark World, Henry Cavill for Man of Steel, Hugh Jackman for The Wolverine, and Peter Weller for Batman The Dark Knight Returns. And finally, the Best Picture category, the big one of them all. We have Best Picture, Iron Man 3, Batman The Dark Knight Returns, The Wolverine, Man of Steel, and Thor The Dark World. And that's all the nominees. So in the comment section underneath myself, tell me who you think should win each of these categories. And if you don't remember what the nominations were themselves, I will leave the actual list down below in the description. So vote, 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 starting on the 19th all the way to the 19th of February, which is actually a Wednesday, which is a new comic book day, which actually works. That will be the actual time frame you get. You get 1 whole month to decide who you think should win in each of these categories. And on Wednesday, February 19th, I'm going to upload the actual winners themselves. And again, I do have a plan B to do this myself, and if I do end up doing it myself, I will upload it much sooner, obviously. But in that time, I will have more videos, and I will keep mentioning this so you guys will not forget. But either way, come 1 month from now, February 19th, we are going to have the winners of these categories. So, vote. But anyways, that's about it for this guy. Don't forget to like this video. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, directorscutradio.com, Tumblr, and Vine if you can. Links are all down below. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like what you see, and favorite the video because I like it when you do that. And I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. And hopefully I won't have to make you wait a whole couple of weeks for me to do that. Bye!